like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity for Passions. Ben, what we got for today?
Uh, I was curious on why do people continuously make the same mistakes?
Oh yeah, it's weird that you'd bring that up. I was trained in GRBC Baptist. A lot of fond memories there. A lot of good things happened in my life. But one of the things, you'd hear, if this is offensive to anybody, you've been warned and jump off now. Um, Especially GRBC Baptist. So you're read, you go through a lot. I mean, they have a system for teaching you this verse actually. Um, and so it says in the Bible that a dog returns to its vomit. And I think it was about a year ago. I'm like, huh, I think I'm going to research that in depth. So the theory on why dogs return to their vomit is there's two theories out there on why they do. They don't know actually. One theory is that they're missing something, um. Let me see here. Oh, Melissa's still on, so I don't know if I should say this. Um, and so a woman when she's pregnant, she has these cravings, and I understand that actually there's a woman, at least one woman out there that crave chalk. I'm not saying that when they're craving steak or lobster or other things that you as a husband are like, are they really? Is the baby really craving that? If your wife though is craving chalk, one of two things: one, you need to get some help for, or two, is they say that a woman just knows that the baby's lacking something, and so she will have cravings that a husband's like, what? So it's actually science. And so they say that a dog, one theory is that a dog will crave what they just threw up, so they'll eat again. I don't know. The other theory on this is, and again, if you're a cynic out there, you want to research this and say, I don't know if it seems like something that Mark would make up. Like, I don't know how you'd make something up like this. Maybe if the other guy talked to you when you were 8, maybe he would. I don't know the answer. But anyway, so anyways, the other theory is, and this seems more palatable to me, like this makes a lot of sense, that the dog knows that there's other animals like a wolf out there, and based on the smell, again, this is gross, sorry everybody, but it's science, like it's what it is, like just is. you know if you're not a farm girl, if you're a farm girl, you're fine with this. You're like, Mark thinks this is a little, like, man, he hasn't seen anything yet. We could get going on that one there. Always come early, always stay late, because there's some cool stuff that you never hear. Anyways, getting back, that the dog knows that they're sick and they're vulnerable, and if they don't eat their own vomit, that they go ahead and that the wolf or a predator will smell that and know that they're weak and come hunting for the wolf or come hunting for the dog that's sick. So this is my theory, Ben. I'm not saying it's accurate, but it's what I've been thinking about over the last few weeks, few months, because it seems like I have a lot of human beings in my brain, in my life, that seem to do the same thing over again. I equate it like you shoot yourself in the foot. Is that Luke Miller on, or Luke, you know, Luke Borisma? Could be either one. They're both a bit shy.
I think both.
Okay. So, so they shoot themselves in the foot, or they break their foot playing volleyball. Like, man, I feel bad. Like, I was working with Ben on that. How do you come down on them? Especially with the vertical leap I have. Like, well, I suppose if I had a bigger vertical leap, I could get beyond my toes. Maybe that's what it is. You gotta laugh at yourself, right? Anyway, um, oh, I hadn't thought about that. That goes over I wonder if subconsciously Luke knew that I was just going to kick his tail in volleyball at the event coming up. And if he subconsciously broke it. Anyways, you shoot yourself in the right foot and you're like, really? And then they shoot yourself in the left foot. And, just imagine somebody doing this. And you're like, why did you shoot yourself in the left foot? And the person says, well, I don't know. It's never happened to me before. And you're like, but it has happened to me. It has happened to you. You shot yourself in the right foot. And you're like, well, yeah, but that was the right, not the left. It's like, so that's kind of the visual I get. So I think in combining, I've been looking for significance. Did 3 vacations. They inspired me a lot on significant conversations. So Alvin Miller, he went ahead and said, you can't have significant conversations with some people. Obviously, he's teasing me because time somebody says you can't do something, I want to do it. That's the deep amiable in me. And so I'm like, what do you mean? He says, to have a significant conversation, you have to have some measure of vulnerability. And to have vulnerability, you have to have confidence. And there's some people that have no confidence, so they can't have a significant conversation. Which I was like, when he told me that, I'm like, it was in a coffee shop. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. Like, I've never connected significant conversations with vulnerability with confidence. Like, I've never connected those 3 things together. So Luke asked me this last week, Luke Miller asked me and said, how do you have a significant conversation with a group of people? Ooh, now we're talking. Now we're taking it to a whole dimension that's beyond. It's insane what that is. And so, you got to have a large number of people who are vulnerable. And I think it's not only confidence. I think it's like they haven't reached everything they were put on this planet to do. So there's a young man a number of years ago. He said to me, well, I've pretty much achieved all my goals. I mean, I've got a good job and a great wife and kids and a house. And my heart went out to him. I mean, he was probably mid to late 30s. And I'm like, what would it be like if you accomplished everything you were put on this planet to do in your mid 30s?
That'd be lit.
Would it?
That's what I'm saying is like, when you guys said that, I was like, I don't know. I feel like if you view it as one way, yeah. But if you view it the other way, where it's just like, if you can accomplish that at 30, then you could teach so many other people and focus so many other people on helping their vision, and you wouldn't have to worry as much about yourself. Maybe.
Yeah, but that's not part of that person's vision. It's not to care for others. It's just themselves. I mean, why they want a good job, why they want a good wife, why they want kids, they did it for themselves. They didn't do it for anybody else. They're just self-centered, self-absorbed, narcissistic. It's all about themselves. It's all about themselves. It really is. And so they've accomplished everything. And so now they look really good. Unless
they were just setting their bar too low.
Right. My philosophy in life is you hit every one of your goals every single time. It's pretty simple. You've set too low of goals.
Right.
And so,
So So Luke's on his iPhone and he's on video, but he's on mute. I'm wondering, is somebody in the car with you, Luke?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is there a young
Yes.
lady in the car?
A young lady. No, Andrew is in the car with me. We're driving to a volleyball
Andrew.
tournament.
Andrew, good to have you on the call. Mark, have you ever met Andrew?
I don't think so. Hi, Andrew. Are you
Hello.
friends with Luke?
We could call it that.
Okay. I was
Andrew,
gonna tell
Andrew
you-
is studying for his bar. He's going to become a lawyer.
Ooh, lawyers are one of the most favorite people in my world to me. So you and I need to have a conversation because, man, I love lawyers and I don't have enough of them in my life, especially as friends. I'm dead serious. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. Sometimes Luke has a hard time reading his uncle on when he's serious and when he's not. Anyways, I just want to affirm that Luke is the guy's amazing. Like he really is amazing friend, amazing individual. Now, if you were a woman, I'd go ahead and, sing his praises even more, but you're not a woman, so I'm not going to sing it too high. But he's an interesting guy. He's an interesting guy. So great to have you, Andrew, on today. Normally when we have guests on, we ask them like, who invited you? We know it was Luke. And then we ask, see, this is how smart Luke is. Like, I've never thought of this strategy before, but it's a brilliant strategy, let me tell you. So normally we say, what did Luke say to get you on the call? But you might not have even known you were being on the call. Luke just said, get in the car, we're going somewhere. What are your options, right? So the rule is for everybody, just so you all know, if you bring a guest, okay, if you bring a first-time guest, you're treated like a king, not the guest. I mean, the guests were nice too, obviously, the first time. But you as an individual, you all of a sudden become like super smart and amazing because we're always going to promote friendships, relationships, and all those kind of things. Now, when is that going to end? My brother Ken, sometimes he taunts me and he's like, I bet you couldn't do it twice. I've done it. Well, one vacation I did it for 4 days solid, like 4 days. Like I behaved myself. So great to have you both on. Is there anything either of you guys would like to accomplish?
We're just listening, having a great time.
So
Andrew might show up if you keep trash talking my volleyball. He might show up to that event. He's very good.
Is he? I was going to ask, is he as good as you? But that could create some tension, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah, okay. All right. Now we're talking. All right. So whatever you do, don't break your foot in 3 places. So I'm a 60-year-old guy, a whopping 5'6" tall, a bit overweight, not a lot. Some might call it obese. I would say, wow, that's a cruel thing to say. Wow. So Ben would say, he'd shake his head and say, don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you. Like, I'm just glad that Luke went ahead and broke his foot, not playing volleyball with me, than playing volleyball with me, because boy, that would put the fear in people. But the Amish, they literally.
Just for clarification, not Luke Boersma, Luke Miller, right? Broke his foot?
Yeah, Luke Miller broke his foot. Yep. So just to be clear, there's 2 things that they teach young Amish boys to do. One is to mow the lawn when you're like, I don't know, 9 months old, with a big mower. Like Rosanna and I were walking. There's this little kid mowing the lawn. His feet could barely touch the ground. It was the coolest thing in the world. These guys I think it's to stretch them to play volleyball. That's the other thing. These guys are monsters in volleyball. I'm telling you, it's like it's crazy. It's just crazy. So the event for sure. Come for the event. Bring your friends and family. For sure. Ben. So real quick. What would you two guys like? What's the biggest challenge in both of your lives? Or what's something you both would love help on?
There's so many ways to answer those two questions.
Thank you for See, this is what I'm talking about, being such a good friend. Guy's freaking smart. Like, he knows there's lots of ways you can answer it. This is what I love about him. Like, wow. Wow. I had thought there's only one way to answer, but now I know there's tons to choose. He's so smart. Wow. This is awesome.
Smart reported the question.
I'm gonna go with still finding my life vision.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Discipline in the small things.
Did you hear that?
Did you say discipline?
Discipline in the small things.
Did you say discipline in the small things?
Yeah.
Luke, can you switch the picture over? I mean, I'm not giving him more attention than you. Okay. What in the world? How old are you?
26?
Are you married?
No.
Do you want to be?
Yeah.
Oh my gracious. Use this video to every girl you meet. Use this video. You are a catch. Did you realize that? No, I'm not joking. Did you realize how good of a catch you are?
Based off that answer, no.
No, you are. And you're a good-looking guy, too. And you're going to be an attorney. You got it all. You got the trifecta. Good-looking guy, money, and you want to be disciplined in the little things. There's women lining up. You're going to be like, hey, I'm telling you, I'm like sometimes.
Mark, he needs to see that graph of what the women want or how to label the women.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They got to come on a little earlier. Were you guys on for that one, Luke?
No, we were not.
Oh my goodness. You got to do that. No, get it back over.
Is it recorded?
Move the video over. Yeah. Move it over. Yep. Okay. So I don't know why sometimes people have a hard time taking me serious. Okay, I don't know why, but
I do, but that's okay.
So, wow, a little sass there coming out. Anyway, so I'm not joking. Okay, I'm dead serious. When would you like to be married?
Any day now would be good. Whenever the Lord finds a way.
Are you in favor of arranged marriages or not?
Not really, no.
Okay, because if you were in, well, actually, an arranged marriage is more romantic than falling in love, and they have a better chance of success too, statistically. So you might rethink that. So definitely come to the July 13th event. But if I'm serious now. Send me over a picture. So Luke's got my email. Send me over a picture of you, and I'll get after that. You should be married. You really should. You're a good-looking guy, and you want to be disciplined in the little things. I don't know if I've ever met a man in my life that said what you said. And I mean, granted, you probably think I'm 20, but I'm not. I'm 60. And so I've met a lot of young men and even old men, and I don't think I'm pretty sure I've never met a man that ever said,
and Andrew, just for context, Mark has for, 40 years. Basically what he does is he connects with people. That's his job. He just talks with, hundreds, thousands of people. So when he says what he says, it means something other than, if I were to say that, I haven't met very many people. So it's like, oh, it doesn't mean that much. But we're talking thousands of people.
I'm telling you, if a young woman doesn't marry you, something's wrong with her. Like something's wrong. And it's good. Move on to the next one. But I'm serious, like details, that might be the number one thing that a woman should look for in a man. Because if he's attentive to small details, he's understanding there's a whole bunch of little things in life that don't seem to be big, but they are big. Great to have you on. Wow. I mean, I'm glad you're both on, but really glad you're on. Like, holy cow. Like, and then, Luke can learn something because the next time, somebody asks him, thank you. Next time somebody asks you, what do you want to learn? You go, let me think.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I've thought a lot about that over the years. I'm thinking that probably attention to the small details. And a woman's going to be like, what did you just say? Or discipline. Sorry, not attention, discipline. Like attention is I see you, but that's it. Like discipline in the small details. It's like you got to do something. Like women love doers, not so much talkers. I mean, teenage girls, they probably like talkers, but women who are serious about getting married, they want doers. They do. Ben, sorry about that, sir. You're married already, so it's all good.
Yeah, sir. It's a blast, trust me. That was convincing, right? Nailed it. Working on the small things.
So do I need to get Shelly a ball bat too? Is that what needs to happen?
Wait, what's going on? What's Shelly doing?
Do I need to get Shelly a ball bat too?
No, she doesn't. Don't worry about it. She doesn't.
When your son-in-law did that, man, that didn't work out well. Wonder if the same thing's going to be for your son too. What were you saying, honey?
I said I wondered if I needed to get Shelly a ball bat too.
Shelly, what?
A ball bat.
A ball bat. Sorry, we're going back into a previous
podcast. You missed it. You missed it.
Like, look at Ben's face.
You're gonna give her something to hit me with? What?
Oh, if you're
and anybody was on the first call from 8 to 8:30, it's like the fact that Ben just said you're gonna give her something to hit me with just does communicate something that you wouldn't think he was knowing he was communicating.
It's just a convincing tool, that's all.
Thank you, Elaine, for helping us to understand why women are beating their husbands.
So if that doesn't work, we can always use a brand, a sear, heat that bad boy up and brand him. So if you don't have context, again, give, comedy give.
I have an idea about the give.
And now Luke's friend really wants to get married now.
And so here's a thing, Mark. You could have Adam put something on. So on your screen, there's this little thing that somebody can click and everybody sees. He just gave. And it's like bing, ding, 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 ding.
That's a good idea. That's a real good idea. So if you think this was good, nothing. Come before, come after. It's addictive. It's like you almost can't leave. You just can't. We're going to go into the after, and I'm telling you, there's stuff. You got to participate in the live, because otherwise you don't get anything close to what you do. It's like a concert. So here we go into the after.